This video is going to be focusing on the biter, and to start off with we're going to get straight into the general comment for the creature in its data log entry, which describes it as vicious pack hunting predator, 94% muscle, 4% connective tissue, 2% brain, indiscriminate when hungry, almost always hungry. There are also an additional 3 points in the entry itself which I will go over, and if there is any additional information that I can find I will include it. 1. Specialised olfactory antenna, employed in detection of bodily fluids in the water at impressive range. This antenna can track blood and bodily fluids in the water, which they use as a method of catching prey. 2. Secondary pair of eyes, likely dedicated to detecting the peripheral movement of larger predators and hungry members of its own species. These eyes are turquoise in colour. 3. Overdeveloped tail fin, favours outpacing and outnumbering their prey over individual manoeuvrability. Calculations suggest creatures up to 100 times the biter's body weight could succumb to a focused assault by a pack of 10. As well as this, there is a little bit more information that wasn't included in this data log entry, which includes: the biter is a creature that is extremely territorial, making it very fast and aggressive. It is not uncommon to hear it making growling and clicking sounds. If the player is to get too close to a biter, it will not hesitate to attack. This creature will also eat any corpses that it finds in its path, effectively making them disappear. Like some of the other creatures in the game, if you offer the biter some food, they are likely to leave you alone for a small amount of time. However, more often than not, biters tend to travel in shoals or groups of 2 to 3 rather than by themselves, making the effort to feed them a lot more risky and less rewarding. The biter can spawn in 6 different biomes, including the crush zone mesas, dunes, grassy plateaus, jelly shroom cave, mountains, and mountains caves. The overall assessment for this creature, as seen in the data log entry: avoid packs, try not to bleed. But that's not all. Found exclusively in another area of Planet 4546b, a relative of the biter resides called the blighter. So let's get straight into the general comment for this creature in its data log entry, which describes it as small predator that shares close resemblance to the more common biter but tends towards a more solitary, less aggressive hunting style. There are also an additional 3 points in the entry itself which I will go over, and if there is any additional information that I can find I will include it. 1. Olfactory stalk. While the red-tipped protrusion on the blighter's head once served as sensory apparatus, it has adapted not to chase but to coax its prey into its path. As prey creatures are attracted to the dancing of the stalk, the blighter can dart forward to catch them and consume them. 2. Teeth. One row of sharp, piercing teeth is all the blighter needs to tear through its prey. 3. Eyes. This creature has found little use for eyes in the deep, dark caverns it inhabits, and its eyeballs are likely sensitive to nothing more than broad fluctuations in local light sources, for example when a meal is crossing its path. Opposed to looking like a traditional eye, the blighter's eyes have a dark brown sclera with milky white pupils. As well as this, there is a little bit more information that wasn't included in this data log entry, which includes: the blighter is a lot slower and less aggressive than its biter counterpart, seemingly due to its blindness. The blighter also differs from the biter in the sense that it doesn't share the same desire to form packs, but instead hunt and live alone as individuals. It is not uncommon to hear screeches and hisses from the creature as it does a patrol of its territory. The blighter can spawn in 2 different biomes, including the Blood Kelp Caves and Blood Kelp Zone. The overall assessment for this creature, as seen in the data log entry: avoid or incapacitate. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification icon if you never want to miss another upload from Project Archivist. If you want to support the channel, then you can do so by becoming a channel member through the join button on the channel homepage. You can also support Project Archivist on Patreon, where you can join a tier and earn constant rewards for your support. You can find links to both of these in the description. And with that, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.